Is mom determined to make every conversation into a Grace's Oasis episode? Probably. Probably. I wanted I wanted something that my kids would be able to grow older with and find a moment of peace, a moment of understanding, and a moment of healing on their own, with my help. Um, Grace's Oasis to me at this point has been an outlet for me to discuss my healing journey. It's been an outlet for me that I've started to see how I can pour in many aspects of my creativity into this. It's building into a wonderful ministry that I am really finding some real peace in about how I am able to channel and focus a topic on those particular practices, and all of them are ones that I do every day. It's taking the journaling to another level where I can pretty much docu-series my journaling and what things I've had to overcome, what I've had to witness and experience in order for me to accept a deeper level of healing. So, um, yeah, I share it with the world, but this is so I can get into not only the nooks and crannies of myself and my heart and what, uncovering my voice, um, my talents, and yes, sharing that with the world, but also sharing it with my kids that might want to hear mom's voice, but not want to hear mom's voice. So I try my best to cater my episodes to the fact that, my kids will probably, 10 years down the line be able to go on YouTube and say, Mom, what does mom think about this? Or what does mom feel about this? Or I'm in this situation. And I want to be able to provide content for not just, my situations on how I have dealt with my experiences, even though it may be different in a different world than my children, but the principles that we use in our universal laws and finding God and keeping Christ centered are still the same. So I just love being able to have this start, and it might not always be my beautiful face, it might not always be my wonderful voice, but the content is mine, and I really do dive into my personal reflections in each and every episode, which is what makes them mine, because this is a reflection of my journey and what I've had to overcome and experience. And there's so much that I have to upgrade as well, because it's such a good deep dive to be able to tackle a lot of the topics that I have that I've journaled. And then, like I said, as I expound, I'm going to be covering these topics a quite few many times. Like, I'm going to go over triggers. How do we look at this aspect of triggers? How do we deal with this aspect of triggers? You know, Focusing on your affirmations, and what affirmations, and when do you use certain affirmations, and what types of affirmations are effective in manifesting or growth or cutting habits. And it's like I get to just unpack it, one episode at a time. So they're 5 minutes. I try to keep them 5 minutes or below, because I know people have a lot to do, but just something in your ear that the questions, I ask questions so that you can open up and explore in yourself, on your free time, in your quiet moments. What did that make you think? Did that trigger something? Did that ask you a question you want to go deeper with? And then we can go further, you know what I'm saying? So it's just little touches and reminders that allow us the time and space to keep our healing our priority, and make sure that we're always amplifying ways and that uplift our healing and keep that our focus, so that we can have the tools that we need every day to stay on track. We don't want to backslide. We don't want to look back. We want to look forward to all of our abundance and our blessings. So it's very important that we have things in place that's able to safeguard our journey, and have tools that, in case things arise, who doesn't want a nerve handy backpack? How do we deal with anger? How do we deal with triangulation? How do I deal with, setbacks? How do I deal with prioritizing what I already know I need to do over what I want, and how do I get a balance and how do I remain focused? There's so many different ways that I've, tried to make this easier on not just myself, but for my children that are watching and listening to the things that I do. And I want to make sure that even though I've had some setbacks and unfortunate things happen, that we still are able actively to daily redefine who we are for ourselves, and we don't have to stay stuck in any kind of old frame of thinking, or any kind of lack mindset when it comes to the fruition of what God has for us and what we can want for ourselves, if we just get out of our comfort zone and identify certain things that might be holding us back, get rid of the dead weight and move on, so we can be healthy as we can. There's a lot of things, a lot of distractions and stuff, and we just want to make sure that the messages that we get are really concise to what we're thinking and how we can process the things that we think on. And often there's so much in our minds that we are thinking on a daily basis that it would be good if we just had a couple sprinkles of some real good healing techniques and exercises that keep us focused on our journey. Then when we get a good moment, we could sit back, we could reflect, we could dive in, we could have just let it ponder you so that you can start tapping into different places in your mind that maybe need the attention. Maybe you've been asking these questions yourself, maybe, and like I said, it's just a good community that you could just get some of these things out, so that the more you purge, the more good things can come in. So a lot of times I rely heavily on my scripting because it keeps my flow, it keeps my direction. And sometimes, like I said, I'm going to approach this a lot of different ways just so I can tackle all of the different topics that I have, and then I'll be able to organize them so I can go deeper into every subject. So everything's going to be looked back over, everything's going to be touched again, but these are things that I feel like it grabs you, it asks you a couple of questions, it takes you in a little bit of my life, my story, my journey, and it gives you some prompts, maybe some prayers, maybe some affirmations that'll help you along your way in your journey too. And it's just like a few moments of your day, just for some self-care, just for some self-love, because I love you. I love me so much that I know what real love is now, and I can love you too. So I'm just happy and blessed at this opportunity that I'm able to really dive deep into something that I care a lot about, and I know that it's going to help me and my family for years to come. I have a grandchild running around here, and if you go down to my playlist, you can see that when my babies were born, I had some songs and stuff that I sang to them, and I'd like to leave a legacy for my grandson to be able to, if you ever needed me, you can find me at Grace's Oasis, and it just gives a good dialogue, and keeps a good record of all the things that you might be struggling with, what I've struggled with, and how we can work on those things together, and how I've decided to take an approach in my life to actively work on my healing so I can be accountable for my healing as an adult. So I am so happy to have this moment to share with you. I'm doing great. I love being able to get my thoughts out, just a few moments, put an idea out there and let it marinate, because it's making me dive into other parts of my healing that are just as necessary. So I'm so glad and grateful. I thank you all for being here. This is only my first week, so I'm just excited of where this can be in 2 weeks, a month from now. But every day is another way that I am redirecting my focus, I'm changing my thinking, and I'm actively healing, and that I can see consistent results from on a regular basis. I see that people are subscribing now. I'm trying to incorporate threads. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram a little bit, on Facebook, mostly on YouTube. But I'm trying to get all that encompassed and everything, and try to link all the videos together. But yeah, I really am enjoying this piece that I'm being able to share with you, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hearing me out. I'm still doing Twilly Knobs, so things, the message is there, but I'm able to artistically see what new software can do and things like that. So I'm really going to be diving in my creativity with it, and I really appreciate that you all know that it's from me, Jocelyn Grace. This is all me, and But the inspiration is beautiful, you know, the ability to use so many different types of new technology and dive in and start really getting to know a real feel of, you know, chat GPT, which is really helpful when it's coming to not only processing my emotions but also getting responses that correlate into our future episodes. So that's how I'm able to really stay on track with what I'm writing. I have I go through my brainstorms where I'm actually really journaling a lot of the things that I'm suggesting in my video. So I have active ways in showing my work. You know, when you're doing your shadow work and everything, you want to be able to see it. So I'm able to see evidence of what I've been working on while I'm journaling and scripting for my episodes and everything. So it's really touching me in so many different ways to be able to have a moment to share with you, and how much work it actually I'm doing while I'm making these very short videos for now. Maybe when I learn how to, you know, upgrade and do some things with the system, like I said, I'll be able to do like Patreon. I'll be able to do maybe 30-minute episodes with some memberships and stuff. I have a couple of goals for my channel, so I can see the growth. I love that you're here. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and we will be staying tuned for what is coming from Grace's Oasis next. So thank you so much from me, Jocelyn Grace, and thank you so much for staying tuned to Grace's Oasis, the first days in the making. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you next time.